AFRTS, you're watching Spectrum Flashback TV. It's classic television.
Not quite seeing things as they are? AFRTS can help you. Their optometry clinics and vision centers are fully staffed with professionals ready to serve you. Get a full eye exam and walk out with new glasses or contact lenses, usually on the same day. The vision centers feature a variety of frames and lenses, including designer names. Visit your AFRTS Vision Center and see what you've been missing.
From the National Ski Patrol, it's time for Ski Tips.
The Ski Patrol cannot be on every part of the mountain at every moment, but you can do your part if you come across the fallen skier. First, stop to see if they're okay. If they are injured, make a cross above the skier with your skis and send someone to contact the Ski Patrol. And never try to apply first aid without the advice of trained personnel.
Everybody knows that the all sports channels back home offer a lot of events when it comes to sports coverage. But did you know that AFN and News Sports bring you a greater variety of national and regional coverage than even the all sports channels? That's because AFRTS can pick and choose from so many different sources from all over the country. We're able to select from more sources than any other network in the world, so you never have to go without.
Family Ties on Spectrum Flashback TV. Flashback Trivia, Family Ties. On the show, Alex had 2 girlfriends while in college. Who were they? The answer when we come back.
As the American military gets smaller, who will be there to answer the call? They will. They're the National Guard and Reserve, and they make up half of today's military forces. As an employer, you may be asked to support their mission. Remember, their response depends on yours.
Here's the Flashback Trivia answer for our Family Ties question. While attending college on the show, Alex had 2 girlfriends. One was his real-life wife, Tracy Pollen, and the other was Courtney Cox. Now, Flashback TV continues on Spectrum.
York City has more buildings over 1,000 feet high than any other city in the world. So who do we owe credit to for this one-of-a-kind distinction? The answer is more than 100 years old. In 1886, the Canadian Pacific Railroad was planning to build a bridge across the St. Lawrence River near Montreal. The south abutment of the span was on land belonging to the Mohawks, so an agreement was made to hire the Native Americans for the job. Agile and unafraid of heights, they proved to be natural-born bridgemen, and their reputation spread. When the building boom that hit New York City in the early 1900s called for construction crews, the Mohawks were the obvious choice. The RCA Building, Rockefeller Center, the Empire State Building. In fact, most of the New York City skyline owes its look to these high steel Mohawks.
There are times in life when little things start to pile up. You get bounced around from one problem to another till you begin to feel overwhelmed. That can lead to depression, even thoughts of suicide. With help, you'll discover that most problems aren't as bad as they seem. So talk to someone now, before it's too late. Contact your chaplain or family center. They know how to help.
When I arrived here in Wonderland, I didn't know what to expect. I just stepped through the looking glass, and here I was. I had no clue what the people would be like, or the schools, the cost of living, job prospects, all that stuff. If only I'd had a relocation assistance program. They can help you before, during, and after a PCS move. Check out the relocation assistance program at your family center and avoid this kind of nonsense.
Before you ever give or accept a gift, make certain it fits the rules, or you may have to rule it out. Whether it's from a dignitary in another country, or a prize in a vendor's contest, or a birthday present from an outside contractor. Some things are okay, and some things aren't. Gifts for superiors are from them. Gold and silver, even food. Call the legal office to see if your gift is appropriate. Whenever you're in doubt, check it out.
Every year, nearly 50% of American adults volunteer on a regular basis. Without their help, many organizations and community programs couldn't succeed. The same can be said about military volunteer programs overseas. In fact, dozens of base activities depend on volunteers to stay in operation. The opportunities are endless, and the rewards are just as gratifying. Become a volunteer.
Flashback trivia for What's Happening. What was the name of the diner where everyone hung out? The answer when we return.
Once upon a time, the worst thing the mailman brought to your doorstep was junk mail. Nowadays, something far worse could appear: mail bombs. Sure, they're rare, but it pays to take precaution. Carefully examine your mail. If you don't know the sender, notice oil stains, protruding wires, or foil, don't open it. If the package comes from an unknown foreign address and says things like private or personal, don't open it. When in doubt, contact your community law enforcement office. While incidents are rare, why take a chance? Don't open it.
DECA's Holiday Homecoming Sale continues with more savings through January 2nd. Get up to 20% off selected hair products. Selected crackers are up to 28% off, and selected snacks are 44% off.
USER is Y2K compliant. USER Crisis Action Centers have been established and will be manned to handle any situations. Any questions can be directed to our Y2K hotline at DSN 1999.
The best of times is now. What's left of summer but a faded rose? The best of times is now. As for tomorrow, well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So hold this moment fast and live and love as hard as you know how, and make this moment last, because 'cause the best of times is now, is now, is now.
'Cause even though times got rough, you never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
Children go through a lot when you PCS, so be sure to show your appreciation for their help and support.
When I felt I had enough, you never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
Retirement might seem like a long way off, but time passes more quickly than you realize. If you'll reach eligibility in a year or less, it's not too soon to start planning. Contact your transition office soon for information and guidance. Otherwise, retirement will be here before you're ready for it.
Now, the answer to our flashback trivia question for What's Happening. The name of the diner where the gang hung out was, you guessed it, Rob's. You've won the grand prize. Get ready. It's more Flashback TV right here on Spectrum.
But if your child or spouse is not a U.S. citizen, you may not be able to claim them as dependents on your federal tax return. To find out how your child and spouse can qualify, contact your unit tax advisor or legal assistance office. Your family is depending on you.
Home accidents injure an estimated 25 million people each year. Falls around the home are the leading cause of accidental death. Around 13.5 million people are injured in falls every year. Avoid becoming another safety statistic. A safe home saves lives.
If you're looking for ways to improve your surroundings, your self-help store is the place to start. From a fresh coat of paint to minor repairs. Your self-help program can give you lots of ideas on how you can improve your home and your workplace. They can provide the tools, the supplies, and the know-how. All you need to supply is a little bit of time.
You're watching What's Happening on Spectrum Flashback TV.
If you're stationed in Germany, you can use U.S. postage stamps at U.S. rates to mail letters or packages to German addresses. For all the details, check with your unit postal clerk.
Be careful when shopping for antique furniture in Europe. Little holes in the wood and traces of sawdust could indicate wood-boring insects like the furniture as much as you do. But don't be afraid to buy antiques just because you find the little critters. If you treat the furniture with a commercial wood worm killer, you shouldn't have any problem shipping it back to the States. Check with your local customs office for more information.
You may be able to prevent a suicide. The USERA Suicide Prevention Program provides training on suicide risk identification, crisis intervention, and referral procedures. For more information, contact your chaplain's office.
Welcome to our show. Yeah, welcome, eh? Our topic today is places you can travel on Space A. Ooh, space, eh? The final frontier. Not space, eh, Hoser? Space A, eh? You gotta pardon my brother, eh? He talks like this sometimes. Here, drink this. Oh, take off, eh? Our topic is Space A. traveling space available. Space available.
You can travel Space A, space available, to almost anywhere the Air Mobility Command flies. Almost anywhere on Earth, that is. But remember, your chances of getting a seat are best when you travel during off-peak times to the destinations the AMC services most. Check with your passenger service representative for the best places and times to fly.
The best space traveler ever, eh? The robot from the day the Earth stood still.
Oh, take off, eh? It's the monkey from the Amazon women on the moon.
You take off. Klaatu barata nikto.
This is Spectrum, a service of AFRTS.
The U.S. Constitution guarantees all Americans the right to be represented by counsel. Civilians accused of a crime must hire their own attorney, unless they're unable to pay for one. Under Article 38B of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, accused service members have a right to be represented by a military attorney at government expense and can choose counsel if reasonably available. If you have questions about your legal rights, contact your legal office.
Sometimes your safety depends on wearing the right outfit for the job. When bike riding, secure loose pant legs so they don't get caught in wheels or chains. Wear brightly colored clothing with reflective tape for visibility, and top it off with a safety-approved helmet. Dress right and be safe.
Hero Guide, things to do and see in Europe. Ring in the millennium in style. With dining, dancing, and tuxedos, the Kaiser Ball in Vienna promises to be one of the classiest parties in Europe. The M People host their own celebration in Manchester, England, with a concert and other special events. If you don't know who they are, you might want to head to London to catch the performance of the Nutcracker at the Royal Opera House. And if none of this suits you, there's always the New Year's Eve Medieval Night Banquet in Clare, Ireland.
U.S. Army Europe has spent the past 2 years preparing military communities for the Y2K event. Although there is no 100% guarantee, military communities can expect minimal disruption. But if there is a problem, USER and every ASG will have 24-hour response team centers set up from December 31st through January 7th. If you have questions, call USER's Y2K hotline at DSN 1999 or visit the USER Y2K website.
It was just one of those things, just one of those crazy flings.
Have you taken the motorcycle safety course yet? You'll need to take the course to get your license. Yeah.
It was great fun.
You can count on it.
It was just one of those things.
Like surfing the net.
Yeah, it can tell us all about our new location. Let's try this.
That looks big. All right. Karate, tennis.
Not bad.
The Sites database. They can turn your child's next move into a pretty cool experience.
The men and women serving in the United States Armed Forces embody the principles behind Article 1 of the Code of Conduct.
I'm an American fighting in the forces,
which guard my country and our way of life.
I am prepared to give my life in their defense.
Article 1 of the Code of Conduct.
There's a lot more to good health than just working out. What we eat matters, too. Take salt, for example. It's needed to regulate the water in our body. But too much salt makes people retain fluids in their veins and arteries. And when the fluid level goes up, so does the blood pressure. And high blood pressure is a serious health problem. Remember, salt can lead to high blood pressure. So what do? Train yourself to eat less salt.
It doesn't matter what branch of service you're in. In times of trouble, hardships, or emergencies, you always have someone to turn to for support.
Whether you're in the Navy and stationed on an Air Force base, or in the Army and far away from your post, any of the 3 service relief and aid societies can help. Turn to the nearest one. They're all part of your military family.
It's the last holiday season of the millennium. This year, make it one to remember. Your exchange has made it easy with their new A Holiday to Remember catalog. It's full of all sorts of exciting gifts and decorations to brighten up your home this joyful season. Phone in your order 24 hours a day. Charge it. Have it delivered to your door in time for Christmas. And don't forget, you can shop us on the internet from any of these web locations. Pick up your copy of A Holiday to Remember exchange catalog today.
Riding along in his grocery cart, her baby strapped in as they depart. She stole a kiss at the turn of the aisle, his curiosity running wild. Cruising along, but he's safe, we know, with no particular place to go.
Protect your little ones in the commissary. Buckling them up keeps them safe.
Riding along in his grocery cart.
That does it. This time I'm really quitting. That does it. This time I'm really quitting.
If repeated efforts to quit gambling end in failure,
That does it. This time I'm really quitting.
you may be developing a problem with compulsive gambling. Help is available at your mental health clinic.
This time I'm really quitting.
You're watching What's Happening on Spectrum Flashback TV.